And he's like, told you I'd get you, my motherfucker. You fuck off.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue, where we're going to go shopping for someone else's bedroom furniture. My name is Mary.
And I'm Sarah.
And Josh damn straight agrees. Let's go shopping for a bedroom furniture that they probably won't even want.
Well, he's sassy tonight.
I'm Melanie, and I still have not figured that one out yet. Like, why?
I don't know. It's confused me.
The bourbon is flowing.
I mean, the bed hadn't been used one too many times like it did with JR and Sue Ellen, so why the new furniture? Like, that's really going to make a difference?
I don't get it. We'll get there, but it doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
We'll get there.
A quick shout out to our Patreon members, Brendan Phillick, Captain America, Sheen Pye, Laura Bernheim, Brad Mulholland, Anita Wren, and Kristen Carlano. Thanks, guys.
We haven't been on since the big announcement, so we should probably share that news.
I would think that today.
South Fork will live. It has been
and
sold.
can you explain it? I read the thing you sent, but can you explain it to our audience so I can understand it myself?
It has been sold to Refined Hospitality Concepts, which is a full-service management company. They specialize in... Are they a
Dallas-based group?
They are, just outside of the Dallas area.
Good.
So it's a local company. Good. And they specialize in corporate, private events, event venues, and in entertainment centers, and food, beverage, and dining concepts. So running a place like South Fork is kind of right up their alley because it's an entertainment venue. And they do have ideas. I'm actually going to email them through LinkedIn and just send them the stuff that I had posted, just so they have, it doesn't hurt to send ideas, just to let them have them and see what they want to do with them. But there is no...
my pants coughing.
You peed because of the excitement that South Fork is going to stay open.
I put that right on the air just for you guys. No, I'm telling you, sorry. Yes, I did. I peed excitement.
Yes. So hopefully we'll all get down there and we'll still do our podcast. We'd like to welcome Refined Hospitality Concepts to the Dallas family.
Yeah, welcome to the Dallas family, guys.
Hopefully they'll invite us to have like their big old shebang rope cutting or ribbon cutting
for your housewarming party. Yeah,
and they're all welcome on the podcast.
Yes,
but,
that would be cool. Get them on and like tell about why they bought it, what they're going to do. Like have like a DOA, but it's like a DOA
intro, get to know you, welcome party type of thing.
Maybe even a live.
Maybe
we need to fly down, don't we?
Not too much longer. We have a barbecue coming up, and then we're going to do a live that day, aren't we? Is that a Mike's Heart lemonade?
It is. I'm sorry. It's really fucking hot. I'm drinking a Mike's Heart lemonade. It's like that.
Mary looks like a Southerner right now.
That's because it's like
a Mike's Heart lemonade.
Can you say y'all?
That's hilarious.
Y'all.
Oh my God, it still sounded northern. You go, y'all.
No, I'm sure. I can't really.
I have got to get all of y'all to the South and stay in my home, take you out to all the Southern bars, and then have like a podcast live from the living room in the South.
That'd be so fun. That'd be fun. We sleep over at Sarah's.
And just a couple other things. We are always talking about interesting podcasts and how we're doing Dallas an episode at a time. I just came across Boy Meets World. I know there are probably some people out there that watch that. Danielle Fischel, who played Topanga, Ryder Strong, who played Sean Hunter, and Will Friedle, who played Eric Matthews, are doing Meets World podcast.
I thought Mary posted that. Did you post it?
I threw that up there. But,
okay, because I just saw it real quick, but I thought Mary posted it. But I was like, I love that show.
I just wanted to tag them and throw it out there. Just give a little publicity. Maybe they'll see us and something like that. But they've had William Russ, who played the father, and they had William Daniels, who played Mr. Feeney on already.
Oh, I love Mr. Feeney. I thought he was dead.
Nope, he is about 95 years old, thereabouts.
So he's almost dead.
Oh my God, that's right, because he was in The Graduate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But his most famous role before Boy Meets World was Dr. Craig on St. Elsewhere, which he played for 6 years. And he also was the voice of Kit, the talking car in Knight Rider.
I knew that.
Oh, yeah.
And as Melanie said, The Graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I was eating next to that guy at the last Comic-Con I went to.
Who, William Daniels?
The guy who was the voice of Kit from Knight Rider. Yeah. He was sitting next to us. I was having dinner with Dana Ashbrook from Twin Peaks and what's his
Bobby
face
Briggs.
from Titanic.
Billy Zane?
The bad guy. Billy Zane. And he was at the table next to us.
John Justice Wheeler?
John Justice Wheeler, yes.
But yeah, and he always goes to the Comic-Cons with his wife, Bonnie Bartlett, who played his wife on St. Elsewhere.
Yeah. Yep, they were sitting right. I didn't realize who they were at the time. I just saw that they were an older couple. And then it was after we were done, they're like, oh, yeah, that's the guy. And I was like, who? And they're like, the guy. Because they had the Kit car there, too.
Yeah. I love Kit. Long story, tell you later.
Exactly. Right. So just welcome to them for their podcast, because they're going to go through Boy Meets World pretty much like we are, but they're going to have cast members on as well. So
that's cool. There's a lot of podcasts where they go through episode by episode. You know, this is not an original idea of mine.
Right.
But I actually got this idea from listening to an Outlander podcast. So,
oh my God, my daughter loves Outlander. I haven't watched it.
That's hilarious.
I love Outlander too. It is historical fiction, Scotland, and time travel. Like and witches. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Me too. I know. Real quick, I don't want to talk about it. I just want to ask you real quick. Yeah. What's the name of the thing you just posted the other day to watch on Netflix? I told my husband, I wrote it down, but I lost it. You said it's documentary and you're like, this is fucked up. And you were like, watch this.
Girl in the Picture.
Yes.
Girl in the Picture.
Okay.
Holy
I got it.
Shit. Yeah.
I got it.
It's a documentary on Netflix. It is crazy bananas.
I'm home alone the next 3 days. And so I'm going to watch that when I get home from work.
Do it. Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to throw out just a couple birthdays real fast. William Smithers, Jeremy Wendell, turned 95 on the 10th of July.
Oh, my God.
Ken Kercheval would have his 87th birthday on July 15th.
Drink to old Cliff.
Oh, yeah, Cliff.
The lovable loser. No. And let's see, Audrey Landers is 66 on the 18th.
Wow.
She looks really good for 66.
I love that their birthdays are so close together.
Great.
And Art Hindle, who played Jeff Faraday, celebrates birthday
on this episode.
Yep. Celebrates July 21st, born in 1948. And later in the month, we have Sasha Mitchell on the 27th. That's good enough for now.
All right.
Sasha.
Okay.
Spoiler. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Tonight, we're talking about Season 5, Episode 6, Episode 83 of the series, The Big Shutdown.
Dun, dun,
dun.
Vaughn Leland.
We all want to get Vaughn's opinion of the loan, JR.
Well, that pretty well puts you in the catbird seat, doesn't it?
Just what am I supposed to be buying? Information about Kristen's son. What does that mean? His father is here in Dallas. And you know him.
Maybe if I had a child of my own.
And if that's not possible,
what's the use of living?
A man we're sitting on, say, about 5 million barrels of oil.
He may just find himself on the way to the poorhouse.
It is written by Arthur Bernard Lewis, directed by Leonard Katzman. So if you know if it's written by Arthur Bernard Lewis and directed by Leonard Katzman, this is a big one story-wise. And it aired November 13th, 1981. And
14 days for my birthday.
Heck yeah. And
who else's birthday?
Christopher.
Yeah.
Number 2.
It's okay. Also, this week, the week of November 13th, 1981, the #1 Billboard hit in the U.S. was, once again, Private Eyes by Hall & Oates.
Private Eyes.
Also, I saw in the UK the #1 was a song I like even more than that, if it's possible, and that is Under Pressure by David Bowie.
Under Pressure.
And Freddie Mercury. So,
yes.
Queen.
Yes,
No
queen.
The number one film in the U.S. was Time Bandits, starring Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall, and John Cleese, directed by Terry Gilliam.
Sounds horrible.
I've always wanted to watch it, but I haven't, so maybe I will. Top news stories this week, kind of light news-wise. Ringo Starr released, rack my brains. The Space Shuttle Columbia became the first space shuttle ever reused. And
that's
the
scary.
we used them a bunch of times, I think, after that.
Yeah, but that's still scary.
I guess.
Sorry.
Double Eagle 5 became the first balloon to cross the Pacific Ocean, launched this week on November 10th. And that's it. And on Dallas.
This episode was number 1 in the weekly ratings.
Yay.
Good. It's about time to get
Round
back
of
up there.
applause.
Philip R. Allen, who played Lloyd Bettinger, was a regular on the Hardy Boy Mysteries and on the show Alice. You can kiss my grace.
Love Alice.
That's a show that they need to show somewhere. I love
They used to. When I was younger, they replayed it all the time, right before the Jeffersons. I love that show.
This episode, we learned how Amy Farlow, Clayton's wife, died and rebuilt their house. But that differs with Dusty's story in later episodes. So we won't go too far into
Of course
that.
it
I was
does.
sitting there waiting for like the rest of it, and then I remembered that the other part comes out in a couple seasons.
In a couple
Okay, so I'm because they don't say then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, because I was like,
I
wait
was
a
going to say,
minute.
what does it differ? But never
Well,
mind.
He's
let
leaving
that go.
some parts out.
He's leaving parts out.
Oh, I know what it is. Never mind. I just clue in. Got it. Crazy.
Is that it?
That's it. Should we
All
dive
right.
into
Yeah,
the?
that's good.
Should we dive into the funky music at the beginning?
And play that.
We open on Bobby walking out onto the patio for coffee, as it were, at South Fork.
Was it coffee or tea? I never determined, but it was one of those.
Oh, it's going to be coffee.
Yeah, morning time, hopefully.
They're not British. He's drinking coffee.
Hot tea with milk in it.
Put your pinky finger up.
Right. I can't do it. I can't do that.
So then Ray and Donna pull up, and they're asking him about Pam. And Bobby's just like, I'm on my way to see her.
She's a fucking nut job.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
So he leaves, and then Ray says that Pam is the last person he would ever expect to have a breakdown.
It's always the one you just don't think will, isn't it?
It's true.
Isn't it?
A lot of times the strong ones. Quote unquote, the strong ones.
The strong ones crash. And that's when they crash hard.
True. And then Ray, he suddenly starts wondering about having a kid.
That's out of nowhere.
It is kind of out of nowhere.
Wait, he wants one? Like, he's like, oh, what if?
Yeah, he's kind of like, I didn't really think of before about having a kid. I don't know, maybe. And then she's like, yeah, that'd be kind of great.
Have a little cowboy running around, but not right now.
Not right now.
Someday. Yeah.
But so how old are they? How old are they supposed to be in this episode? Like around? I don't know. I'm just
30.
So Ray
35.
We figured out.
Yeah.
No,
37.
Ray was like 35 when he was fucking Lucy, so he's like 37 by now.
Lord.
I don't know how old Donna's supposed to be.
I think she's a little younger because they said her age whenever she was with.
She's Bobby's age.
She was in
She's Bobby's age.
She was in her 20s when
So
she was
she's
married
born
to Sam Culver.
Right.
On this podcast, we're not going to let you forget that Ray was banging his niece. Okay.
We'll never forget.
Yes.
So I would say she's born in probably 49, maybe 50. So that would make her 31-ish.
It's so funny to
31,
Back
32?
then, she was really not
30s.
childbearing age, but now she's very much childbearing age.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Back then, they were like 22 to 25. Other than that, you're too late. Now people are having babies at 45. So my friend was 40. My other friend was 42. So
I took a test this week. Negative, by the way.
that's why whatever you said, if you were, when she said she was sick on that text, I said, "Are you pregnant?" That was my very first thing, and she's like, "No, you dumbass, I got COVID." But I was like, the way she said it, I was like, oh my God, she's pregnant. She has a kid in high school and she's in a college.
I have a kid in college. Can you imagine? No.
Oh, I am tied up and I'm burnt. If I get pregnant, I'm going to sue somebody because I'm double
Josh's
protected.
face right now is classic, by the way.
I am. Oh I've had my tubes tied and I've had that ablation. So there's no fucking way any baby is going to be coming out of my vagina or my stomach, whatever.
Barren.
Let me just say I
can carry a baby though. That's what's so fucking weird. If I want to be a surrogate, I can still carry one. I just can't have it.
What about that news story recently about the woman that went in to have her birth control refilled and she found out she was pregnant with 2 sets of identical twins?
Yeah, I'd kill myself probably. I'm sorry, that was awful to say. No,
she
it's
has to
not.
go home and tell the father, oh yeah, by the way, if he's the father of both of them, we're having, and that qualifies as a litter.
It'd be pretty hard to not be the father of both of them.
Yeah, I think it's like a split random. It's like 1 in 100,000.
Basically, she released an egg from each side, pew pew, and then they split.
And usually, whenever you ovulate, you only ovulate one side. But there is a chance that could happen. And like again, it's like 1 in 100,000. So if both of them drop, and they're you are real fucking unlucky. God is punishing you times 1,000.
What did you do?
Yeah, what did you do? Karma's a bitch.
That's crazy.
You must have cut somebody off, cut somebody at the grocery store, and fucking not gone to church for 9,000 years. You are fucked. That's what happened to you. And you stole somebody's parking space.
Now, I feel like
Josh's mouth is still open.
I feel like it goes deeper than that. But true story, my aunt and uncle are 11 months apart. That is how my grandmother found out she was pregnant again. She went to go ask about getting a diaphragm.
True story. My dad and
twins. So about that.
No, my dad and my brother are 13 months apart, which is like Irish twins, they call them or whatever. But even worse, one of my really, really good friends, she's 3 years older than me. She had her child on June the 11th, went for her 6-week checkup, and she was pregnant, and the next one was born June 10th. They are exactly 1 year apart.
Oh, my birthday. Haha. But that's
I would
crazy.
I said, could you not wait to fuck just for a little while? I mean,
they tell you not to because you're super fertile.
No, she's not.
Not only that, you don't want to.
Not only that, you just
I was like, stay away.
Kid out that same. Aren't you sore? Like
no, but I had a C-section, and I was still like, you're still hormonal. You're get the fuck away. Don't touch me.
Oh my God.
The Panama Canal needs to heal before more ships go through.
Exactly, Mr. Josh. Exactly.
I will never.
I just spit all over my computer. Okay, back to the episode. So sorry.
On the Erie Canal. On the Erie Canal.
I feel like we're still.
Bridge.
I don't even know where we are. Oh, breakfast, coffee. It's not tea.
Scene. We're on the first scene.
Yeah, breakfast, coffee, not tea. Go.
Okay. Diaphragms, condoms.
Damn it.
Okay, then Ellie walks out, and she said that Jock is on his way home from Dallas, but no one can see him because he's going to leave right away from the airport to go to South America. It's just a layover.
They're
because he's dead.
They're shifting Jock around too much. He's being
sorry.
shifty.
What just happened?
Yeah.
Because Ray wants to go there and bring him on home. Woohoo!
Okay, so then we cut to JR. And he wants to take a ginormous loan from 3 of the biggest banks in Dallas.
$200 million for 30 days at 12% interest.
And why does he want to do this?
Because he wants to stick it to Clayton Farlow.
Right.
Gotcha.
And the bankers are all like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That's a lot of money. That's insane."
The 3 banks don't think they can do more than $100 million, so they
only $100 million.
They found a fourth partner. And guess who that fourth person is?
Vaughn Leland.
Vaughn Leland. Twirl the mustache.
And he's like,
Dennis Patrick, twirl that mustache.
I told you I'd get you, my motherfucker. You fuck off.
Dennis Patrick is the actor's name, right?
Yes.
I keep remembering the blooper reel where he's like, I think it was from a couple seasons back when they were shooting JR, and he was like, Vaughn, I'm sorry. He's like, sorry. Oh shit, I forgot my line. It started giggling. I don't know why. I always associate him with that.
I haven't seen that because you don't see him being. You don't think about him being funny.
He tries so hard to keep a straight face. He's like, sorry. Oh shit.
And the way the eyebrows go up.
It's like Ellie's. It's like Ellie saying "fuck." You just don't see it coming.
The sinister.
It's great.
Or Barbara Bel Geddes getting kicked out of that school in Vermont.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God, I love that. Love it. So we cut to Brooktree Hospital, where Pam is depressed. She's all like, "I let you down."
That room is very red, like red carpet and a lot of red in there. It's a weird red.
Weird for a psychiatric hospital, to be honest with you.
They're supposed to have different colors that like change the moods and shit.
Yeah. And it's just like, if I go away, you'll find someone else and someone who'll give you a family. And Bobby's just like, "Whoa, fuck."
What
and he's just like,
fuck?
"No, but you're all the family I need. But oh shit, I gotta go. Bye."
I gotta go. Doesn't even kiss her goodbye. Just gets up and walks out.
Bye.
He's probably fucking weirded out and wants to like be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
He seems super weirded out. But what do you say to that? Like, he doesn't know.
He must think if he touches her, she'll break like a porcelain doll.
Good job, Pam. Good job, Pam. Good job. I know.
Going off the rails on the crazy train.
She's been there.
Yeah, she has. So then we cut to the office, and it's been like one day, and Sly is already calling JR, not Mr. Ewing anymore. So,
this is the episode.
This is the episode.
She starts. Okay, because I was wondering when that's going to start.
She's kind of screwed up a little bit here, though.
Yeah, she messed up a little bit. JR gives her a warning.
And when you're messing up, you should not be calling him JR. You should still be calling him Mr. Ewing, quite frankly.
Maybe. But he doesn't seem to mind. He just kind of looks at her. He doesn't say anything. She looks really young in that scene, by the way.
Yes.
Like a baby.
These
like
last
a little
episodes.
baby.
Larry Hagman referred to her as Heidi. Like the Heidi the book type of thing,
So, she messed up. And he's going to, like, let it slide because she's new, which is, I guess, big of him.
She didn't try to she tried to contact him at the Cattleman's Bank to let them know that Jock was only in the airport for an hour. But the secretary said they're not putting calls through. But JR said nothing's more important than my daddy.
Well, did he tell her that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And then she said, "Oh, Mr. Williamson called." And he said, "Well, get him on the phone." Some rookie mistakes from Sly.
Yeah. She'll learn.
She's learning.
She learns.
She'll be learned. Williamson said that he has more of Farlow's oil that will ship upon payment. And JR says he'll get payment by the end of the week. That was basically the thrust of that whole scene.
Yeah, totally. And then we cut to Bobby's office where Mr. Faraday calls. And he wants basically money for info on Kristen's baby.
$2,000. That's chump change to a Ewing.
Right, yeah. Bobby's just like, all right, let's do it.
And he says
he has it in his wallet.
He says he'll meet him at the, I don't know why he pronounced it Esplanade, but Esplanade at Fair Park tomorrow at 10 a.m. Come alone. Don't pull any shenanigans.
No shenanigans.
What is shenanigans?
Don't pull any shenanigans.
I'm drunk. We got to Brooktree Mental Hospital, where Katherine comes to visit Pam. This is our first meeting.
She's so
Trouble.
It's a little awkward place to meet your sister, just going to say.
Yeah.
And Pam's a little embarrassed by it, and Katherine's like, "Oh, no. It's totally fine. Like, it's just so great to meet you."
Yes, she seems so sweet and nice. Isn't it nice of
How
her to
would
come
you
visit her?
meet her there? That's creepy.
Well, because I think she hadn't had a chance to meet her before Pam tried to jump off the building, right?
And she's leaving tomorrow to go back to New York.
Yeah, she's leaving tomorrow to go back to New York, and then Pam kind of freaks out, and she's just like, but you can't, because I want to get to know you. And she's like, oh, we'll have time. And then she just kind of lays it on her. She's like, I just wanted to talk to you and find out what it was like having Mama around as when you're little. And Katherine's just like, oof.
She's like, what the fuck have I walked into?
Oh, shit. God damn. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucked.
Yeah. And then we cut to Vaughn coming to see JR, where he says, buy you a drink? So we got a drink.
Yes.
Oh, buy a drink.
Oh.
I feel like Vaughn still has some hard feelings about JR trying to ruin his life. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's salty.
Well, Vaughn's wife left him.
Yeah.
Because of that whole
JR's like, oh, I can understand. I'm like, dude, no. Don't even go. Like, you like, defeated this guy.
You drove your wife away, JR. He didn't intentionally drive his wife away.
You guys are not the same. You are not the same.
You're both sinister, but you're not the same.
Vaughn's like, well, I don't know, JR. You're not much of a friend, but we're,
No shit.
No, really?
Yeah.
Really? That makes such great fun material.
You roll the dice. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, Vaughn, you almost lost, so, but I got you the money in the end, didn't I? Didn't I take care of you?
Look on the
in
bright
a roundabout
side.
way.
A roundabout way.
And he's just kind of like, sort of buys it. He's like, I guess money. All right.
Baby.
JR says, give me 24 hours to convince you that it's worth your while to back this loan. Yep. Oh, JR, you better come up with something real spectacular.
Yeah, that's a creepy. Like, I can see, it's like Skeletor again.
Yeah, Skeletor. Yes.
Grade school. There we go.
So Dave Culver's visiting South Fork, and he's basically come, I guess, to explain where Jock is and what's going on.
Dead. I'm sorry. God, that keeps coming out. Sorry. Not yet. He's not dead yet. Spoiler.
No.
Spoiler.
Why would you say Jock is dead? He's away on business. What's the matter with you?
He's in the Far East.
In the forest.
Oh my God. They say Far East 9,000 times.
Basically, they say that Jock has gone down to South America to help them tap the oil and set up the oil industry, and it's just like the old wildcatting days. And
tap that.
This is where it gets funny because Dave asked JR if he would like to go down, and JR said, well, no, someone's going to mind the store because last time my daddy and I let someone else mind the store, we trusted it to an amateur and they almost cost us the company, which is a load of crap because Bobby got a refinery.
He got a refinery.
Got a refinery. I knew that was coming. He got a refinery.
And once again, we have to drink because Ellie breaks it up by saying we should go into dinner.
Oh.
Break it up, boys. Uh-oh.
What's next is another scene back in the new set of the kitchen. When Ellie comes to get Donna comes to get Ellie to go shopping.
Why are they doing so many kitchen scenes?
Because they have a fancy new kitchen. So
because they have a new set. The budget is growing.
Gotcha.
But here's the funny thing: Ellie's looking for new recipes because with Jock and now in South America, Sue Ellen and Pam gone, everyone just seems to wander in when they want. So it's Sue Ellen and Pam that kept everybody at the dinner table.
I guess I don't know. And okay, when did Miss Ellie become the person who makes dinners? Because she's like, I'm finding new recipes, and I'm like,
I thought that was Teresa.
It's Teresa cooking. What are you doing?
She's finding new recipes to give to Teresa.
For Teresa, maybe, but
Teresa.
Okay. Sure.
So they're going to be going furniture shopping for Pam's room.
What? It doesn't make any sense to me.
With recommendations from Pam.
Pam's crazy room.
What?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Do you want to take recommendations for furniture from someone that's in a psycho ward?
But why are you getting her furniture for a psycho ward? You're paying a lot of money to have her there. They furnish it.
And why are we changing her bedroom? Like, was she in the middle? This was never brought up before.
More comfortable for her.
Comfortable, because that room is too damn yellow.
That doesn't matter. That's
I guess it's weird. 81. That was the 70s. Maybe this is the 80s. I don't know, but I just think it's weird.
Yeah,
it's very weird.
It is weird. What was weird was the room that the guzzler stayed in with the that looked like like a tropical jungle with the palm trees and the plants everywhere.
That was terrible. I'm so glad it's gone. Yeah,
they really put a lot of plants in all the offices on the show. Do you notice that?
Yeah, they do.
It's the 80s.
That's the excuse for everything.
Yeah, it's the 80s.
It's the 80s, whatever.
Yellow, orange plants, shoulder pads.
And we'll use
the 80s stays in the 80s.
we'll use extra special effects because we can.
Because the 80s.
Just like a music video from the 80s.
Yeah.
Take on me.
Ellie senses that something is not right between Donna and Ray. And Donna's like...
And it comes out as Ellie is talking about how with Jock away, she isn't dependent upon him, but she shares a life with him.
Because they're in love.
Okay,
that's her husband. No shit.
It's a very deep monologue.
Yeah,
it is.
And she called it she referred to their fight as stupid, the one that they had just had before they went on their honeymoon. So
I guess so, but also I think that you had valid concerns, Ellie. Mm-hmm. So you totally had the right to stand up for yourself because Jock was being a dick.
That's right.
Yep.
So.
He was being a ding, 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 ding.
Bing, 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 drink.
Trash.
Yeah, and Donna says that she's concerned that Ray is trying to measure up to her and the Ewings. And she needs to get out of this damn house and go shopping.
Right. Yep.
Because that's apparently what Ewing women do is they go shopping.
That was sexist, Josh.
But that's what a lot of the Ewing women were doing back then. They were going shopping.
Yes.
There was a lot of shopping.
Yeah.
There was.
I mean, if I could afford it, I probably would too.
Bitches be shopping, I guess.
Bitches be shopping.
Bitches be shopping. So we got to a restaurant. Do we know which restaurant this is? By the way, I couldn't figure it out. Is it just random restaurant?
I think it was random.
Or did anyone say restaurant?
It didn't I just didn't. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Okay, so it's a restaurant, and Vaughn meets with Lloyd
from Alice,
and they're having a liquid lunch of whiskey.
Yes.
Lloyd now works for, we get it in the name of another oil company in the area, 5 State Petroleum. But Vaughn wants information. He wants him to
predictions.
Gauge, yeah. He wants him to put his Karnak hat on and
he's basically like, what's your predictions? I don't know. Like, he's an astrologer. And he's like, I don't really do that anymore. But like, if I did, I'd say it looks great. Except for the short term.
Right. For 10 to 15 days, you're stable. Then it's going to dive. And then eventually it will rebound. So if somebody were sitting on, say, 5 million barrels of oil in 30 days.
Okay, that's pretty much anything in the steel and oil industry. It's going to go down, it's going to rebound, and you're going to make a fortune.
I would say that person could put their company out of business or go to the poorhouse. That's what Lloyd says.
Like, basically, if you're hoarding oil right now, you have to be able to do it and keep it for like a year to make money.
Right.
And then you'll be fine. But in the meantime,
you have to be able to sit there on it and not make any money. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
The sinister, non-existent mustache twirl comes in.
Yeah, he totally has like evil grin. He's like, Rawr! And then he asks for a phone to call JR for a meeting.
Does it have a long cord on it?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. These long cords. I think they just pulled it from the next table, another table over.
It's fucking weird as shit.
So weird.
Somebody else must have been making phone calls.
I guess.
Let me get your phone.
I wonder how many of the waitresses, or do they have special training to step over phone cords in that restaurant?
That's totally part of their training.
Yes, of course.
And he calls her honey.
Ugh.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Call me honey and see what happens. There we go. Drink.
Okay, so then we cut to Bobby. He's meeting Faraday, and there's we start on like a little thing that says it was like fairgrounds. And I want to know where this is in Dallas. So I want to see that next time we go. Little location tour.
Write that down and we'll look. We'll go explore.
That's one of my suggestions for the new owners. They should set up a tourism thing where they do arrange tours of a lot of the filming locations in the area. So
we have some Instagram followers, and we follow them, and I'm gonna butcher their Instagram handle because I've had a couple of Mike's Hard Lemonades, but it's called like our 80s life. Sorry guys, you're gonna hate me. But I'll actually post you guys in the show notes. They have a great Instagram where they do like locations for shows, and they do a lot of Dallas locations. They have a YouTube channel, they have Instagram, and I wonder if they've done this one. And guys, if you're listening, show us this location.
Please post it.
If you haven't already.
Mary, post it, because I found it one day and I saw it and I could never find it again. And I don't know why. Yes, definitely post it.
They're awesome.
Instead of show me the money, show me the location.
Show me the location.
Yeah.
Yes. So so it was a fairgrounds,
was there like a little body, like a strip of water behind them? From what I
I think there was a little like something.
That reminded me of a similar location where I think it was JR and maybe April had a scene.
It's very possible because they reuse the same locations all the time.
Yeah, just they're different places, but they're not.
Because how big is Dallas and how many places can you go?
It's so small when you go there. And Bobby's just kind of like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, oh, it's Kristen's boyfriend, but he's basically like, I was her lover.
That
was also things.
Okay.
I was a lover.
I was her supplier.
Yeah.
Mustachioed guy.
Mustachioed.
And he was taking care of the baby while she was in Dallas and when she died.
And that's scary.
And basically, he's tired of taking care of the baby and supporting the baby. And he's like, Kristen basically said I could trust you and I'm going to have you find the dad and take care of it.
Bobby buys the information and it's checks and a birth certificate, but we don't see who wrote the checks in this.
We don't see who wrote the checks, but we do see the front of the birth certificate, and it says Christopher Shepard, who was born June 8th, 1981. So we know Christopher's birthday now.
Oh, so he just turned 41 in real life then.
He just turned 41. Yep.
In real life.
Yep.
No, in real life.
In real Dallas life.
But in real life, he's my age, though, right?
Which one?
Joshua Harris.
Okay. Christopher number 2 out of 4.
Yes, but he's my age in real life, right? We're born like the same day.
Exactly your age.
Yeah.
Same day.
I was born earlier. I was born at 3:23 a.m.
What time zone, though? There could
Central.
be a time zone thing going on. We'll see.
No. I was born Eastern. I was in Maryland. I was born in Maryland, so I was Eastern.
Oh, that's right.
Holy shit. I never thought about that.
Maryland?
Maryland, yes.
Maryland. It's my land. I own it. Yeah.
This land is your land. This land is Mary's land.
Bobby seems shocked by the contents, by the way. He's just like, he's taken aback by it.
Who is this person that he's looking for? Who is this?
So then Punk tells Ray that he's leaving to go join Jock in South America.
Yeah, he is.
And that's at Madison's restaurant.
Yeah, 12:30.
And Madison's 12:30.
Oh, God. Madison's 12:30.
And he's leaving Ray alone on their deal.
If you look, Clint Ogden is in the background sitting at no.
Still sitting there sad.
Right.
Swelling.
What the fuck's going on? Oh, Jesus, that sounds creepy. I want you, woman. Come here. I'm a man. Come here. Sorry.
Speaking of creepy, in the next scene, JR tells Afton he wants her to perform. And she's not on the same page.
Ray wants to go in on that deal by himself, by the way. He needs 48 hours to hash it out.
Wait, perform what? A singing opera or a sexual?
Oh, sex shit. Well, and then, because he's basically like, it's all the same thing. And she's kind of like, but it's really not. But,
no.
Okay.
Oh.
And then
he's talking about a recording contract. Yeah, how well did that work for Garnet McGee?
Well, I was going to say, recording contract so I can have your vagina, and then I don't give you anything. You're a dumbass. Right.
And he's basically like, you take care of the banker, and I'll take care of you. Which is just, God. Gross.
Afton, you give your vajayjay to the banker. Let him open your accounts.
I'm sorry.
Then, of course, it's Vaughn Leland who comes over, who just looks old as the fucking crypt keeper next to Afton. Oh my God. And then he comes over, he takes a scotch neat though, which, means he's my kind of guy.
Right.
But he's just also so gross.
Do you want to perform for him?
No, fuck no. No.
Jesus Christ, Josh.
Nothing. Ew.
No.
What is wrong?
So he's not your type of guy then.
He is not my type.
Neat scotch or not? That's my point. He's not your type of guy.
He does say, yes, neat scotch or not, he's not my type of guy. But there is an older gentleman in this episode coming up where I all of a sudden realize that I think he's attractive. Okay, but I'm going to come to it later. Okay, never mind. It's the next scene. Okay.
And you're talking Dr. Waring, right? No.
No. Actually, this actually transitions well. It's the next scene, and it's Clayton. And in this scene, I was like, Clayton's a really handsome man. He's a really handsome man. I don't know.
He has a mustache, but he doesn't twirl it.
Yeah, and I'm not like a facial hair type of gal usually, but I don't know. Clayton wears it well. Yeah. Anyway, Sue Ellen is riding her horse, and then she comes upon Clayton looking out.
Facial hair is gross, but anyway.
Over the skyline. Yeah, I'm not a facial hair kind of gal, but so Clayton's just looking over yonder. And,
trees in the pasture in the distance.
Trees in the pasture. It's beautiful. And then so he says that the house where Dusty was born had been right there, and he often comes to look at that land. And she's like, "Oh, I didn't know that."
But then he goes into a very sad story.
I tore it down brick by brick.
All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
And he did it because his wife Amy died there. Wow, it's sad.
And he was away on at the refineries, and Dusty was on the rodeo circuit. And he just couldn't bear to. There should be some melancholy, sad music in the background.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah. So then he just basically says that Sue Ellen's like the best thing that's happened to Dusty, and he's really glad that she's there for him. And then she says that she's really happy. And I don't know, everyone's just kind of happy.
If you're happy and you know it, drink some beer. Woo, woo.
I put Clayton staring into the abyss, and then I went, cicadas? I swore, or crickets. I heard like some kind of chirping bug behind. It
was probably be crickets.
Behind Linda Gray.
I would guess.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like dusk when the cicadas come out, but
it was what they call the gloaming.
Mm-hmm.
It was Jiminy Cricket, her conscience.
The gloaming. Anyway, so then we got to Rebecca and Katherine are going to Cliff's office, so Katherine could say goodbye to Cliff because she's heading back to New York City.
For her television journalism career.
New York City.
Yes, because that's where the news is, I guess, she says.
That's not where paste picante sauce is made.
I bet she's not even in the news. I bet it's all a hoax.
I don't know.
Rebecca wants Katherine to stay, but Katherine said there are no opportunities in Dallas. She would like to stay and get, to help out with Pam. Mm-hmm, and she understands why. She said she can understand why Pam was attracted to Bobby.
Okay. One weird comment to make about your newly found brother-in-law, but when did she meet Bobby or see a picture of Bobby? When did that happen? Because if they skipped Katherine meeting Bobby, I am pissed. Because what the fuck? That's a moment that we should have had.
Yes.
Right.
On screen.
On screen.
Yes.
Did they?
On screen. No, we didn't see it. She's just all of a sudden like, I can see why Pam fell in love with Bobby. And you're like, wait, but when did that happen?
Do you think she just saw like a picture?
Maybe. Maybe.
Why don't we just assume that she saw a picture? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so Pam thinks that Bobby's handsome, I guess. And he is. So, all right. But we're just coming to make Katherine.
And Cliff doesn't want to run into a Ewing at the Rebecca's like,
of course, drama.
I don't want to hear all that garbage. Don't stop going there.
Right. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Katherine's like, "What? Did you redecorate? It looks different in here."
Yeah, where's the oak chest? Where's my daddy's oak chest?
Yeah, he's like, I moved it out because it's really cluttered. And then she's like, but it was just so beautiful. He's like, well, you can have it. It's just in storage if you do you want it? She's like, no, but why wouldn't you have it in here? He's like, because I didn't want it. I don't know. What?
It's a little.
Yeah, it's a little weird. And then they just leave. And then Cliff is just like, okay, what just happened?
I've got one crazy sister.
Katherine was being petty AF.
Spoiler alert, you have to.
Yeah. She was like, you moved this old like cedar chest. Like, what the fuck? You know, what is that thing she said that I was like, oof? Some reference she made to. Oh, I can't remember. It was something about. It had to do with her father's stuff, like not being in Cliff's office anymore, and it had. She made some subtle dig at him about like the family aspect of it.
Yeah. She keeps making little things like, oh, this was my father's, and now you're here.
You're replacing him, and it's like
it's almost
she's
like
having issues with it.
He didn't really. I don't know if he really caught on, but he's like, I didn't get rid of it. It's in the storeroom. It's yours.
Yeah.
And she's like,
right, you can have it if you want. And she's just like, no, that's not the point. It's like you moved it. And he's like, okay.
Maybe this office looks different because the last time I was in here, I was
3 feet high.
3 years old, and it was, 3 feet
and it's
high.
Like, so if you haven't been there in like 25 years, like, when you can't really complain, but okay.
Yeah.
Do it anyway.
And she went that long without going to her father's office?
Right.
Well, it was because it was his first office, right? Because he moved up.
But still, though, I mean, if it's that important to you, then obviously you remember it.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. A lot of people I know have been to their parents' office a lot more than that.
Right. That for sure. Yeah.
But she was probably away in schools and stuff like that. So
right. She's,
JR.
He's pissed that Franklin hasn't moved the money yet, and Franklin's waiting on Vaughn Leland.
Twist.
And he wants the money to go into an account separate from the Ewing cash reserves.
Right, which is a little sus.
Yep. Yeah. Just a little.
Just a little bit. But so JR is just like, you worry too much. And walks out. Kind of smiles, walks out. Then we cut to Pam in therapy. Oof, this scene. This is a scene.
She really doesn't think that she should be there, and that she's obviously she thinks she's wasting.
Yeah.
May I call you
That's
Dagmar?
called denial.
Her time.
Denial.
That ain't just a river in Egypt.
Oh my God. And she's just like, because, nothing's really wrong with me. I was just in a mood before. It's fine. It's fine.
What the fuck?
And then the therapist is like, what would you say was wrong, though?
She's doing her therapy digging. She's asking the questions and doing her job.
And then Pam just like word vomits. She's just like, I don't think it was anything. And then word vomit. Oh, the childhood abandonment trauma.
Oh boy,
it all spills out.
John Ross. I was taking care of John Ross. Who's John Ross? It's my nephew, Sue Ellen's son. Oh, and then he's gone now, and because Sue Ellen's gone, and she has him, and I have nothing. I'm empty, and then my mother.
Yeah. And she said she thought finding her mom would help sort of like fill that void that she was feeling, but then it didn't. And it seems like it almost kind of made it worse because I feel like it's bringing more out, right? She's making her face those feelings. And now she's like, well, I feel like having a kid will help it. And then the doctor's like, well, what if having a kid won't fill it? And then she's like, well, then I guess there's nothing left for me. Then
that's sad.
No point in what? There's no point in living.
Doesn't she also bring up that she was sad when her husband came? She's like, well, your husband came to see you, and like you were sad after that, didn't she?
She's like, that's what she's like. I was just in a mood.
Yeah, it's like obviously your mood has to do with Bobby.
Yeah, it has a little something to do with that.
Something to do with that.
Yeah, and speaking of Bobby, we get our first look at he's trying to get a hold of the baby's father, and
the baby's father.
The secretary for this person is, he's not here, blah, blah, blah. And we finally get a first look at who signed that check.
Jordan Lee.
Cool.
Not what I was expecting.
No.
Nope. All right, so then we cut to Lucy arriving at a party at a very familiar-looking house.
With Scott.
With Scott, yes. And then, you know, she has a date, another blonde, preppy-looking dude.
What is she doing?
I don't know.
I'm going to punch her out.
But this is obviously Dr. Waring's house. And, like, so then they explain that it's really complicated because they're like, this is a party for somebody, and we're at Sandy's dad's place. Okay.
And Lucy knows Sandy, and Lucy apparently knows Dr. Waring because she sees, who does she see across the way on the way to the tennis court?
She sees Mitch talking to Dr. Waring, Sandy's father.
My.
Mitchell, what are you doing here? You don't do these fancy rich people things.
She's really confused. And then the doctor's like, wait, do you know
my
each
wife.
other? And she's like, a little bit. Yeah, we're married. And he's just like, oh, you're that Cooper. Oh, that is awkward. He's like, I gotta go. Bye.
Oops.
Bye-bye.
I gotta go.
And Scott ends up with Shelley or whatever her name is over in
Scott's just like, wait, her husband's here? Okay, that's super awkward. Oops.
But Mitch catches Lucy up on the fact that he's going to probably do the plastics and he's going to stay in Dallas. And
Which would totally piss me off with everything he put her through. Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
But I guess he's trying, I don't know.
He's trying it. Yeah, and then they walk away arm in arm or something like that. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then we cut to Ray, and he's mad at a calculator. I don't know. And then Don is trying to talk. Yeah. Don is like trying to talk to him, and he's just like not even paying attention.
In her nightshirt. Donna's getting some sexy clothing.
Yeah, sexy. And then, but Ray doesn't even notice, and he's just like, "Yeah, I wish someone else would come out. Someone else would have come on this deal." Blah blah blah. So Donna's just like, "Oh well, I know someone who could go in that deal with you." And you know, why don't? She's trying to like hint it, and he's not taking the hint. And then finally, she's like, "It's me. I'm the person who should go in the deal with you." And he's just like, but you have a vagina. And
a vagina.
I don't know. Like, I'm married to that vagina, and I don't think that women do that. That just makes me feel awkward.
Do vajayjays and business mix?
Yeah, it's just like, that somehow makes my dick feel small. Cause,
oh, Jesus.
I don't know. God damn Ray. God damn it, Ray.
She finally breaks him down to go in the Walter Shear and deal with him.
Right.
As a silent partner.
Because
he can keep an eye on her vagina all the time.
Because she's like, we have money. He's like, your money. And she's like, our money, which is like, Ray, you didn't have a problem taking her money last time, and now all of a sudden it's a big deal. Like, make up your mind.
It's a big deal because she knows about it now.
She knows about it, and she had to say, Ray.
I want to beat his ass.
What the fuck?
Yes, ring that bell, bitch. Ring that bell.
Yeah. Anyway.
This time, the helicopter arrives at Southern Cross only with Ellie on it.
That's Clayton.
Thank God.
But she's got a nice race car in there from Jock.
Mm-hmm. And she meets with Sue Ellen, John Ross, and Clayton.
I was surprised they let her come back after the last shenanigan. Like, how do they know she wasn't going to like try to like do anything? I mean, that wasn't her fault, but
I feel like she.
And there was
must
nobody
have sent a follow up, like, I'm sorry card.
Yeah, some roses.
There were no ranch hands with guns. Nobody was with guns. Yeah,
no ranch hands with guns this time. Thank God.
I'm surprised Clayton hadn't been asked to go down to South America.
Yeah, that is weird, actually. Yeah.
Although, is Farlow more in refineries than actual drilling?
I think so. I think he used to do wildcatting, and now he does refineries.
Refineries, come on. Refineries.
But Dusty comes over and says, pulls Clayton aside and says the Williamson shipment didn't arrive.
Oh, that's weird.
So they've got to go figure out where it went. What happened to it?
Something's going on with the oil.
And then we cut to nightfall. So obviously they must have spent the rest of the afternoon into the night trying to figure this out because we never got a follow-up.
Right. Yeah.
And they just left Sue Ellen and Ellie and John Ross there with the car.
With a helicopter.
Yeah. And they're not there, and no, JR's not there to make Ellie put John Ross on the helicopter this time. So
that's true. It's fine. I'm not worried. Okay, so then Vaughn comes to finalize the deal with JR. And motherfucker complains that Afton was cool to him. And JR's like, she was cool, huh? And they don't mean cool like, she was cool. Nope. She was cool in that she didn't put out, I guess.
You're as cold as ice.
Yeah. No BJs for Vaughn, I guess.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah, she does not have to. But I get Vaughn thought that was what was going on. He thought he was getting a BJ. Ugh. Didn't happen.
Yeah, he was not digging into her accounts.
Nope.
No.
Ugh. So anyway, Vaughn is like, he just wants JR to understand. He's like, I'm in, count me in. I just want you to know that if in 30 days I don't get payment, then like shit's gonna hit the fan. Just so you know, like I might have to like foreclose on you if you don't give me the money. JR isn't concerned though.
That loan is due anytime after 30 days. JR said
before 30 days. Because at 30 days, I believe, is when it's due, right?
Right. That loan is, he can call it in anytime after 30 days.
Okay. Yeah.
And JR said, well, no, if it goes belly up, you don't Ewing Oil, and I'd end up working for you.
I'd work for you. And then they both have a weird look on their face as we freeze frame on JR.
We should have had a split screen of matching grins.
We should have, because they both think they have each other.
Whoops.
By the Co-Jones.
Yeah.
Compones.
And scene.
Okay. I give this 4.4 bourbons because, like, it was a fine episode, but there was nothing that really caught my eye too much. I don't have complaints, really. It just wasn't super amazing. And so 4.4 bourbons and a Scotch neat.
I'm going to give it a 4.25 and some new furniture for Pam's dumbass. Psycho.
Nice.
Furniture for Pam's dumbass.
Not the rest of her, just her dumbass.
Yeah.
Dumbass fucking room. Yeah. Why do you want to get new furniture for your psych room?
Right.
Just get better and get out.
Like that shit can wait a little bit. Other things are going on. And maybe she might want the comfort of her old stuff. Yeah. But okay.
And I agree with the 4.4. It was more of a procedural episode, as I call it.
Yeah, procedural for sure.
So just kind of things are happening, things are moving forward, but nothing outstanding. And I'm going to step outside and, in honor of the news, I'm going to give it new owners of South Fork.
Nice.
I am going to give it a 4.35, just to be different. And
just to be different.
And I'll be generous this way and give it $100 million. $100 million.
Anyway, well, thanks guys for joining us this week. As always, we really appreciate you doing that. And we have released some more chapters from our book club that is on there. I just put a bunch of outtakes from the last few episodes on our Patreon. So if you have
Ewing
erotica, and some we had to censor some really fucking terrible racist language from the book because it was really, really like worse than I thought it would be.
It's terrible.
So
were you like
so bad? But it's kind of, other than that, kind of a fun ride, I guess. I don't know. We're at the point where Ellie and Jack get married, so that's a thing. So if that sounds interesting to you, check it out. If it doesn't, you can spend your money on other things. We're not here to judge.
Bourbon. Jim Davis bourbon. Fund.
Go buy yourself a Scotch neat.
And again, a welcome to Refined Hospitality Concepts, the new management team at South Fork Ranch.
Yes, and I'm so excited that it's saved because that would be such a heartbreak. And there's been so much heartbreak lately. As I
said, you just had to keep the faith.
Yes, keep the faith.
I did.
So We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Ray! I had to.
She sounds like she's saying rye, like rye bread.
Yeah, rye. Donna was sitting there just going, rye, and he wasn't even looking at her.
He's mad at his calculator, I'm telling you.
His wife is wearing like a sexy nightie shirt, and he's not even looking at her.
Next on Dallas.
What is it, Ted? You found out what's happened to the shipments of crude?
My crew's been bought up and diverted.
This birth certificate means Kristen had a baby.
Bobby, that girl was fooling around with maybe a dozen guys.
Including you?
I flew in early this morning to try to find out exactly what you hope to accomplish by shutting down Farlow refineries.
Perhaps you ought to be a little more concerned about our son. Send him back home where he belongs.
Daddy, when you get home, John Ross will be here. And we'll just be one big happy family again.